my question has to do with myself actually, and maybe many other friends will ask this question as well. So I would like to learn from you whether you have ever had the experience of being unsure about your stance, so you're not that brave. Because I have to say that sometimes I feel that way. So I think I will be brave if I am very sure about my stand. But the problem is sometimes I'm not very sure about my stand. For example, Gadis also talk about these minority things. For example, I'm not Muslim, even when I'm not practicing my background of religion as well. But
you never go to the church.
Okay. But you know, I am sure maybe that what I think is the best thing, like this plurality, this democracy. But when it goes into the reality, then sometimes I feel not sure anymore. Because, for example, when we deal with what is that, opposition, conflicts, verbal fight, for example, then I will be thinking like, well, we are from the minority, so just withdrew. Something, and I think maybe many of us feel that way also. We are not very sure sometimes that we are not brave enough to do. So how do you deal with that? How to make yourself very sure? For example, I just would like to give example. I am very sure that Islam is not that picture that people like FPI give us. Islam is very peaceful. I really believe in that. So sometimes I told my we have discussion with I have a very a student who is a very good friend of mine. She's very Muslim. She has this big, and then I told her, you know, I think I'm more Muslim than those people because they are not really defining Islam as they say. But then she said, don't tell in public that way. It's very dangerous. So I just would like to have your sharing about how to make yourself more sure in order to be more brave, to be braver. Thank you.
Well, in a way, it takes 7 chapters for me to explain how to make yourself or myself more brave. But let me very obviously, respectfully, challenge the notion that you have to be really sure of your position in order to be brave. One of the bravest things that anybody can ever say is, I don't know. I don't know. And there are times, and you can understand my position, when I'm asked questions where the questioner is desperate, looking for hope, and wants a simple answer. And whatever answer exists, if one does, sometimes I don't know what that answer is. And I'm feeling the pressure to not let this person down. But in honesty and humility, I have to say, I don't know. But you've got me thinking. And I'm going to think about this. And when I do have something to share with you, I will. I know that you're in a different position. But if it's Muslims, for the moment at least, that we're talking about, who are pushing you into a corner, it goes back for me, I won't be a broken record about this, to chapter 3, verse 7. Whip it out of your pocket humility. This is the passage about humility. Okay? And the beauty is, it's not coming from you. It's coming from the very book that they claim to revere. It's all you need to do. And then walk away. Believe me when I say that no matter what they yell and scream at you afterwards, this will shake them. And in their private moments, when they don't have to be on message or on script or do a performance for anybody, in their private moments, you will have gotten them, frankly, doubting their position. They may never tell you that, but I'm telling you that whenever I've said this publicly, there have always been people who later email me to say, I hated you, and in some ways I still hate you, because now you've given me something that I need to think about. Go to hell. You know, right? But something in them has made them want to say, okay, there's this in the Quran, and I can't ignore it if I'm going to be a good Muslim. Now, if they are writing, imagine how many more are not writing and yet are experiencing this personal transformation. As I say, there's more, much more. It takes 7 chapters to fully explain how to develop that confidence. But I can assure you, it is not by having to be completely convinced of your own position. Doubt is okay. In fact, doubt is a good thing. It's how people grow.
You know, I'm wondering whether, oh, maybe this is because of my training in psychology. So I have, you know, in psychology, you always have to, you always have to like respect the other perspective. So I always think, oh, okay, that's her perspective is like, I don't really agree with that, but okay, I have to respect. So it's always like that. So I'm not very sure.
Well, let me say just a little bit, and I'm not suggesting that you know, challenge your patients, okay? But or you can, maybe that's how you do real psychology. But when you are engaged in a discussion in which you know that you could, if you knew how, you could challenge this other person. Remember, if I may, that this word respect, or the phrase respect me, has actually these days become distorted to mean don't challenge me. And my argument is that if we avoid asking each other pointed and searching questions, then in a way we are treating one another like children. We are, as we say in English, infantilizing each other. That's not respect. That's disrespect. And you may think, well, I know that, I get that, but the other person won't. Well, say that to the other person. It's because I am treating you like my equal that I am engaged, I'm bothering to use my time, my energy, and my brain to ask you this question. I'm not assuming that you will melt under the spotlight of my scrutiny. You are my equal, so here's the question. You know, you can preface your